Hello everyone! It is my birthday, or it will be when you're watching this. It's actually tomorrow. Today is Wednesday. You will be watching this on Thursday. It's gonna be lovely. I wanted to kind of give you a recap on my year in books and also some goals that I have for my next year of life. Since I was 30, I've been keeping this journal, which basically just lists the books that I have read, and then I will mark down like with a little star, like if I met the author, if I know the author, if the book is signed, if I read it before publication, just little notes like that. But mainly it's just like a listing of what books I read and by what age I was when I read them. I looked back at my list and I found the 3 books that have impacted me the most, and I will share them in the order that I read them. So first of all, Period Power by Maisie Hill. This has completely changed how I structure like my rest times and my social life and all sorts of stuff. It has really just kind of created like a structure for my life and an understanding more of my body. I found this book so fascinating. I ended up buying it. I definitely needed to buy it, and it's a book I will reference often. And I'm actually reading her next book right now, which is about perimenopause, which I'm not ready for, but I do want to know what's coming. And it's just been fascinating so far about learning that menopause is one day, and also basically about what to expect and how it could be like a 10-year long process, and how there might be tiny changes before it actually like amps up and starts going. So yeah, it's just really nice to know what to look for, but this book was just like life-changing and has completely changed me. The next book that I read is not something I own. However, I did add the new version of it to my birthday list, and it is Skincare by, I think her last name is Hirons. I forgot what her first name is, but she's this British lady, and she basically just tells you about skincare. She has changed the way that I take care of my skin. Basically, some of the tweaks that I have made basically are that I make sure that I wash my face when I get home, and also like make sure that I do it after I take a shower. So sometimes I take a shower or bath in the morning, sometimes at night, sometimes both, but you don't want to use super hot water for your face. You want to use a washcloth, and you want to remove your makeup and then wash your face, or wash your face twice. But yeah, she just taught me so much, and I have like a longer routine that I go through, and I personally have noticed a change in my skin. And I'm just like really grateful for kind of this nurturing routine and way to take care of myself. And yeah, anyway, I just love that book. And she basically told her publisher, like, I want to be able to create new editions of this book, like whenever it's needed, because, you know, products update, science updates, all this sort of stuff. And so she has a new one that I would really be interested in reading. The next book that I read is You Were Born for This, and this is by Chani Nicholas. This book really taught me about astrology and allowed me like a deeper glimpse into myself and realizing all the aspects of myself, of my personality and everything like that. And basically, like, I think it's a way to appreciate yourself and this beautiful like hodgepodge of all these things that possibly could impact you. And I just think it's like a beautiful self-reflective sort of a thing to go through this book and journal along the way. And astrology is not what I thought it was. I have learned so much from this book. The next 3 books I want to share are basically the books that like sucked me in the most over the course of the year. So the first one that rose to the surface of one that has just sucked me in when I was reading it is because I read it a while ago, was Columbine by Dave Cullen. This is a beast. I was so sucked in. I was reading it. I was also listening to it. I would go on walks just because I wanted to spend more time in this book. Basically, it changed everything I thought I knew about Columbine. There were myths that I thought were the truth, and I just really found it to be such an interesting book. Yeah, really tough read, obviously, but super informative and super fascinating. More recently, you guys know I'm obsessed with Mouth to Mouth. This is super tiny, and I just felt like it was so cozy to be at an airport, which I love airports, and to basically have this guy sitting with another guy in this lounge. Just settle in. I'm going to tell you a story. And I just don't think that people communicate in that way very often. I think we are so into just quick conversations and people always glancing at their phone or at their Apple Watch, and just to settle in for a story was just so lovely. And it reminds me of podcasts, actually, where you can like listen to a story for a long time with no one interrupting, which I have a video coming out on Sunday about a podcast that is very interesting to me at the moment. Yeah, this is basically a guy sitting down telling a story, and the ending is ridiculous, and I just loved it, and I don't even know what to say about why I loved it so much. I just felt like it had a really cozy, tell me a story sort of vibe, and it was amazing. Finally, The Blue Tent, which I don't want to say too much about because of spoilers, but basically, it's also a bit more of a quiet story as well, but basically this guy inherits this house that was owned by his aunt. The one condition is that he has to keep the library exactly the way it is. He has to maintain it. If he ever sells the house, he has to like donate the books to a certain spot. Like basically the library is the most important part of the house, which is amazing for somebody who loves to read. Like that whole atmosphere is just incredible. In addition, the guy loves to be outside, which also makes it incredible for me. And one day he sees a tent at the very edge of his property. It's not on his property at all, but he really freaks out about it because it's literally like right up against the edge. He goes into the woods to kind of like spy on this person without them knowing that he's watching them. And all of a sudden a woman comes out of the tent and just starts like walking towards his house. And she stares at him. Well, he's in the woods. He doesn't think anyone can possibly see him from where he is. But she just stares at him, like looking directly at him. And he realizes she's totally looking exactly like right at me, like she can see me. So anyway, he just keeps watching her, and she just walks into the house. What the heck? So he's like, what the heck is this strange woman going into my house for? He gets inside his house, and she is in the kitchen, and she basically says, shall I start the tea, or shall we do introductions, or something like that? What the heck? Anyway, it goes from there. That's all I want to say, but it is just such a good book. Again, another shorty, but yeah. So those are the 3 books that have impacted me the most, and the 3 books that sucked me in the most. And now I just want to talk about kind of where I want to go for the next year. Not really in terms of books at all, but just in terms of life. So, like January is a really good time to start fresh and have goals for yourself. But I also think that your birthday is another great time just to reflect on things and where you want to go and what you want to do. And basically, the pandemic has completely changed me as far as like making me think about what are my priorities, what is important to me, how do I and also like not even that, but like how do I live my life, like how do I build in rest, what do I prioritize, how much work do I do and don't do, like what's this balance. In addition, a conversation with Sean recently also completely changed me. Sometimes I think we can be connected to people who say something and it's not even what they say. It has nothing to do with what they say, but it launches you into this huge path that they did not intend to happen, basically, but it does. And so basically, I have been doing some reflection since chatting with Sean recently, and I really thought about just how I want to have more confidence to try new things, just to like live fully. Like I already kind of have that as my life motto, like live fully, love deeply, read all the books. But I really want to focus this year on living fully. And also because of the pandemic, I have not traveled in a long time. And to be quite honest, I was in massive amounts of credit card debt. So my traveling used to be coming home to Michigan, right? Which now I live there, so don't need to come home to Michigan, or just doing super small little traveling loops around the Midwest. Well, obviously gas prices are insane, but I do just have more flexibility to travel. And basically, I am keeping my teaching money to pay my bills and to put into savings, but I have switched it so my money working for the parks goes directly into a travel savings fund, and as does my editing money. So it's just going straight there. And so I should be able to save up for some more traveling. And to me, that is one aspect of living fully. Like, I just want to explore and see the world and meet people and just do all sorts of amazing things, right? And connect with other people and try new things and all the things, right? But travel is one part of Live Fully. So I just wanted to talk really quickly about some of the things I know I have coming up between now and my next birthday. However, more stuff could come up. So we do have a different schedule for next school year, which is slightly more balanced. So it's not a year-round calendar, but it's just a bit more balanced. So basically, we are starting school after Labor Day, and we will not get out until I think June 16 or so, which is a week later than we're getting out this year. But we never go more than 2 or 3 weeks without some sort of a schedule change. So whether that is we have conferences, we have professional development, we have something, or we have a little bit of a break. And basically with those breaks, we never go more than 7 weeks without some sort of a break from school, which I think will be so amazing for teacher mental health and just like this balance between living your life and being a teacher, and you know how intertwined those two are. So anyway, so yeah, basically we have a long weekend in October where we have a Friday and a Monday off. Then we have time off for Thanksgiving in November. We have time off for Christmas in December/January. Then we have a whole week off in February. March is nothing. April is spring break for a week, which that's normal too. So mainly, and then we just live our lives, have Memorial Day off, like a long weekend for Memorial Day, and end the school year. So really the change is a long weekend in October and a entire week off in February. So it's kind of like we have 2 spring breaks. I'm so excited. So here are some of the trips that I will be going on. First, backpacking with Lindsay in the UP. I've been there before. I've done that before. I've never traveled so far north in Wisconsin because we are going to be going through Wisconsin to get to the UP instead of my normal path of going across the Mackinac Bridge into the UP. Just staying in Michigan the whole time. So there's that. And then also backpacking is something I was terrified to do. And I was like, Lindsay, like, do you know me? And since then, I've been working out more and going on lots of walks and hikes and preparing for it. And it has benefited me so much in my confidence. My blood pressure is down. Like, my diabetes is better. Like, my weight is better. Like, it's just such an amazing way to lose weight by not focusing on losing weight and getting healthy, by not focusing on it, but focusing on a fun challenge you want to do with a friend. And basically, I was like about to tell her no, but I just thought, this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I just need someone to show me, to teach me, to be there with me as a non-experienced person. And she's not only willing to do that, but she's really excited about it. And I'm really excited to meet her. So I just think it's the perfect opportunity to start the summer. Well, that will be a little bit farther into the summer. But that's kind of one of the trips I'm going on. I'm also going on a retreat with my editing job. We will be in Illinois for a few days. It will be amazing. It will be nice to meet all these people in person who I've only been working with online. I'm so excited. I want to like hug everybody. And then in addition, there's just all sorts of other perks. Like, our company is doing really, really well, and they always do an amazing job of paying it back towards the people that are really boosting up the company and helping them be successful. And so I know for sure, like, they're doing headshots for us and all sorts of really kind things. Like, this is the best place I've ever worked. And honestly, we're also, if you're an educator of some sort, or you work in a museum or some sort of other educational sort of setting, we are always looking for people to blog for us. It's like a volunteer thing. You can just do one blog when you're super excited about something, or a bunch of blogs if you have loads that you want to say. But yeah, it's just kind of about education, things you do in the classroom, all sorts of different topics. I will link below our blogs if you're interested, just so you can see kind of the different topics people write about. But anyway, that's that. Then at the very end of the summer, I will be going to the East Coast with my mom, which will be so amazing because I freaking love the East Coast. I feel my heart being pulled towards the East Coast. Like, I'm not very interested in California or anywhere west, but I just love the East Coast so much. Like, when I went to Boston, and it's just like full of history and good food and the city vibe, but also like the nature vibe and I just love it so much. Okay, anyway. So I'll be able to see loads of new states I haven't been to when we're going to the East Coast. And also I'll be able to go to Canada, which I've never been to Canada before, even though it's 2.5 hours from my house. You know, just living the life. Then start school, do all that stuff. In October, my best friend and I are going to probably go to London, Ontario, which is where Emma Donahue lives. And I just hear it just has a cool vibe, loads of bookstores, coffee shops, you know, whatever. We're going to have fun. And then I don't really know if I'm doing anything for Thanksgiving or Christmas besides just family time. But then in February, my mom and I are going to Key West, which I'm so excited about. I am interested in Key West because I wanted someplace really, really warm. I wanted beach, snorkeling, blah, blah, blah. But I also love history museums, stuff like that, and I think that Key West will be a really good fit. Spring break, I don't know. I don't have plans yet. It might be nice just to have a week to chill when everyone else is traveling and it's super crazy. But I don't know. I also am interested on if I'll have enough cash to save up to go to the UK next summer, but that would be after this year of 36. Anyway, so yeah, I am super excited to just have a fresh start, to live fully, to explore, to do all these lovely things. I'm curious if you guys set like goals for your birthday, and also like if you keep track of books by how old you were when you read them, because I just feel like that impacts so much of, like, you can first of all, how you encounter a book, right, depends a lot on what age you were, what life circumstances that you were in when you were reading it. But also I could look at any of these years and I could see like, oh, like that's what was going on in my life when I was 34. Like, you can see patterns and like what you're interested in or what's going on in your life or whatever based on what books you read during that time period. Anyway, just let me know all of this stuff about birthdays and books and what you've read this year and loved and anything else you want to chat about in the comments. Thank you guys so much for just being amazing and for being there for me for another year of life. I love you guys so much and I hope you have a good day. Bye.